Mod A1 brought to you by A Main Hobbies. On the line, your TQ. Jacob Cruz opening up to the lead. Oh, gets a little higher, he's sideways. That gives Ryan Cavalieri a chance to close in right behind him. Then you got Bryce Butterfield in the third spot. Bryce looking on the inside of Ryan. Couldn't quite get it done. Here they come through the center chicane. Oh, yeah, Bryce having to check up just a bit. Gets a little sideways. Kyle Klingford right behind him in the fourth spot. And fifth spot, you got Rick Howard, the Sea Whites in sixth. Matt Allen up into the seventh spot already. Here comes your top pack down the back straightaway. Jacob Cruz with 11-3, Cavalieri 11-4, Butterfield 11-4, Klingford 11-4, Howard with 11-3. Jacob Cruz with an 11-1, that time by, starting to pull away from Cavalieri. Bryce Butterfield settling down into the third spot, trying to close back into Cavalieri as they come down the back straight through the sweeper. They come. Butterfield closing it. Oh, Cavalieri gets on the rumble strips. That gives Butterfield a chance to get by. Butterfield up into second. And you got Cavalieri in third. Klingford goes on the inside through the sweeper, up into third now. Then here comes Cavalieri back on the inside to take over that third spot back. Butterfield in second, Cavalieri in third, Klingford in fourth, Howard in the fifth spot. Jacob Cruz out in front and pulling away. 11-5, that time by for Cruz. He's got a second and a half advantage on Bryce Butterfield. Butterfield with 11-2, last time by. Cavalieri with 11-2 as well. Here comes your leader down the back straight one more time. Jacob Cruz in 11-2. Bryce Butterfield in the second spot, 11 flat. He is 1.5 seconds behind your leader. In the third spot is Ryan Cavalieri. Fourth spot is Rick Howard now. Kyle Klingford dropping back to fifth. Klingford's a little problem going on to the back straightaway. That's going to put Howard up into fourth now. Kyle dropping back to fifth. Jacob Cruz out in front, opening up to a 2.5 second advantage now on Bryce Butterfield. And then you got about 2 second gap back to Ryan Cavalieri in third. We're at that halfway point, 2:30 down, 2:30 still left to go. Jacob Cruz down the back straightaway, 11-4, that time by. Bryce Butterfield with 11 flat, still 2.5 seconds back. Jacob Cruz with that hot lap so far, 10-9 in this race. Cavalieri in third, about 3 seconds behind Bryce. Butterfield starting to reel in Jacob Cruz. Cruz with 11-3, Butterfield 11-1, 1.1 seconds separating your top two cars. Butterfield starting to make it a battle. Here they come through the left chicane and down the back straight one more time. Jacob with 11-2, Bryce Butterfield 10-9, that time by. Top two cars going to come up on some lap traffic down the back straight they come. Jacob Cruz comes by with a 10-9, Butterfield 11 flat. Whole pack of cars coming out, they get through clean. Here comes Butterfield on the move with 1:15 left to go. Cruz hits that inside pipe just a bit, gives Butterfield a chance to close in. Cruz with 11-3, 11 flat for Butterfield. In front of the driver's stand they come, the blue and pink car of Jacob Cruz out in front. Bright yellow and green car of Bryce Butterfield in second. Watch the back straightaway. Straightaway's cleared. Here comes your top two cars, nose to tail in front of the driver's stand with 45 seconds left to go. Jacob Cruz comes by with 11-2, Butterfield 10-9. In that center chicane they come. Jacob Cruz trying to hold on. He's already wrapped up the championship, but looking to take the win here at BWS with 30 seconds left to go. Jacob Cruz with a 10-9, Butterfield with 11-2. Butterfield starting to inch his way back closer through that left chicane. Oh, hits that inside board. That's going to cost him a little bit of time with less than 30 seconds left to go. Jacob Cruz out in front and stretching it out to about a second now with 15 seconds to go. They'll get by for one more lap. Butterfield has to check up through the sweeper as he gets a little sideways. 10 seconds to go. They're going to go by for one white flag. By now for Jacob Cruz in 11-2. Bryce Butterfield 1 second back. Then he's got Ryan Cavallari in third. That is time, drivers. Finish the lap you're on. Here comes Jacob Cruz to the chicane. Down the back straight one more time. Taking the win in A1. Jacob Cruz. Bryce Butterfield bringing it home in second. Ryan Cavallari in third. Montesi A2 brought to you by A Main Hobbies right now. You got your TQ, Jacob Cruz jumping on that early lead. Ryan Cavallari in second, but Bryce Butterfield on the inside of Cavallari. Take over that second spot. Cavallari drops back to third. Then you got Steve Weiss in fourth. Kyle Klingford in the fifth spot. Jacob Cruz out in front. Bryce Butterfield trying to reel him in. They had a great battle in A1. Cruz with the 11-4, Butterfield 11-1, that time by. Here they come across the stripe. Butterfield with a little mistake coming on to the back straightaway. Jacob Cruz with a 10-6 already. Bryce Butterfield 11 flat, Cavallari with an 11-1. He's got a whole rear view here full of Steve Weiss in that silver car in third and fourth. Weiss looking for a place to get by. Cavallari through the keyhole turn into the center chicane. Weiss makes a little mistake. That gives Cavallari a little bit of breathing room. 1 minute down and 4 minutes still left to go. Jacob Cruz through the left chicane and down the back straight one more time. 10-7 for Jacob Cruz. Bryce Butterfield with a 10-8. 1.5 seconds back. Then you've got Ryan Cavallari about 2 seconds behind Butterfield. Kyle Klingford in the fourth spot, about a second back. Then you got Rick Howard in fifth, Steve Weiss in sixth, Jobin Madriga in seventh. Matt Allen in 8th, Kevin Cole in the 9th spot. 1:30 down and 3:30 still left to go. Hot feet down there in the center. Your battle for the lead now, Jacob Cruz and Bryce Butterfield. Butterfield with a 10-8 to close that gap. Top 2 cars down the back straightaway coming into some lap traffic here in front of me. Butterfield all over the back wing of Jacob Cruz as they come in front of the driver's stand right now with 2 minutes down and 3 minutes still left to go. Cruz with a 10-9, Butterfield with a 10-8. In front of the driver's stand one more time. Through that left chicane, down the back straight they come. Cruz with a 10-8, Butterfield with a 10-8 as well. Top 2 cars are nose to tail. Then you got about a 4-second gap back to Kyle Klingford now in the 3rd spot. Cavallari in 4th, but your top 2 coming through the keyhole turns now. Jacob Cruz starting to pull away from Butterfield just a bit as we're at the halfway point. 2:30 down, 2:30 still left to go. Jacob Cruz in his Spider-Man paint job out in front. Bright red and blue leading them around. 10-8 that time by. Jacob Cruz already wrapped up your overall championship in the One-Up Cup. Looking to win here at BWS. Had a rough time last time he was here. Looking to put a statement down now. Taking the win in A1. He's got a second advantage now on Bryce Butterfield in A2 as he's got 1:45 left to go. Watch the back straightaway, guys. That is clear. .330 down and 1:30 still left to go. Jacob Cruz in the keyhole section right now, out in front. He's got Bryce Butterfield in that 2nd spot, still about a 1.5 seconds back. Ryan Cavallari back up into 3rd. Watch the sweeper, that is clear. 4 minutes down and 1 minute left to go. Jacob Cruz out in front. Bryce Butterfield still hanging on to that 2nd spot. Top 2 separated by about a 1.5 seconds right now. Ryan Cavallari about 8 seconds back in the 3rd spot. Steve Weiss in 4th. Check that. Kyle Klingford in 4th. Rick Howard in 5th. Weiss in the 6th spot. All nose to tail in front of the driver's stand. Closest battle on the back straightaway. Around in front of me they come with Klingford and Howard going at it with about 30 seconds left to go. Howard gets checked up. Steve Weiss goes on the inside. Steve Weiss now up into 4th. Howard, or excuse me, up to 5th. Howard back to 6th. But out in front with 15 seconds to go. Jacob Cruz out in front. Back straightaway. Stay low. Stay low. That is clear. 5 seconds left to go. Jacob Cruz on a victory lap. He is coming around one final time. That is time, drivers. Finish the lap you're on. Jacob Cruz in front of the driver's stand one final time. Down the back straightaway. Taking the win in A2 here at BWS in Mod. Finishing in second, Bryce Butterfield and Kyle Klingforth bringing home in third. Mod TC A3 brought to you by A Main Hobbies on the track. Ryan Cavallari jumping down that early lead. Bryce Butterfield tucked in that second spot. Then Kyle Klingforth in third. Down the back straight they come for the first time by. Bryce Butterfield goes around the inside. They get tangled up a little bit. Cavallari lets him go back by. Bryce Butterfield out in front with a clean move through that sweeper. Cavallari tucked in the back into that second spot. Then you got Kyle Klingforth in third. Joven Madriga up into the fourth spot. Kevin Cole in fifth. Here comes your top three through the sweeper and into the keyhole turns now. Bryce Butterfield 11-2 last time by. Looks like Klingforth having a problem in that center section. Going to drop him back to the fourth spot. Joven Madriga up into third now. Started 8th on the field, up into third. We got 1 minute down and 4 minutes still left to go. Butterfield comes across the line with an 11 flat. Cavallari with an 11-5. Madriga with an 11-4. Klingforth 11-6. Kevin Cole 11-9. Bryce Butterfield out in front, stretching that lead out to 2 seconds now on Ryan Cavallari with 1:30 down and 3:30 still left to go. Butterfield with that 2.5 second advantage back to that all white car of Ryan Cavallari. Butterfield 10-9 that time by. Open it up to a 3-second advantage now on Ryan Cavallari. Oh, leader getting tangled up on the back straightaway. Bryce Butterfield T-boning somebody down here on that end. Tough break for Bryce Butterfield out in front. Watch the back straightaway, stay low on the back straight, that is clear. Cavallari now out in front. Kyle Klingforth in the second spot, about 2 seconds back. Joven Madriga now up into the third spot. Rick Hobart in fourth. Steve Weiss in the fifth spot. Here comes your leader, that all factory white paint job of Ryan Cavallari on the front straight right now. Down the back straight with 2:30 down and 2:30 still left to go. Minutes down and 2 minutes still left to go. Everybody kind of spread out right now. You got Cavallari out in front. He's got a 1.5 advantage on Kyle Klingforth in that second spot. Then you got Joven Madriga about 5 seconds behind him in third. Rick Howard a 1.5 behind him in fourth. Steve Weiss in the fifth spot. Kevin Cole in sixth. .130 left on the master clock. Leader down the back straight one more time. Cavallari with an 11-4 that time by. Klingforth comes by with an 11-5, a 1.5 back. Joven with an 11-7. He's about 6 seconds behind Klingforth. Then he got a little bit of gap back to Rick Howard in the fourth spot. .4 minutes down, 1 minute left on the master clock. Cavallari with an 11-4 that time by. Klingforth with an 11-1, trying to reel him in. Cavallari hits the back straightaway, crosses the line with an 11.4. Clean fourth comes by with an 11.6. 30 seconds left on the master clock. Cavallari still out in front. No change in the order right now with 10 seconds left on the master clock. Ryan Cavallari going to go by for one more lap. And that is time, drivers. Everybody finish the lap you're on. Klingport trying to make a final ditch effort, but couldn't quite get it. Here comes Cavallari down the back straight one more time, taking the win in Mod TC A3. Kyle Klingport finishing in second. Jovan Madrica bringing home in third. Your overall finishing standings for Mod TC: Jacob Cruz finishing in first, Bryce Butterfield second, Cavallari third.